Hi everyone, and welcome to Protocol 36, and in today's video we'll be speculating how dark exactly will Marvel Spider-Man 2 be. Before we get started, I really want to say thank you for 1000 subscribers. I have a video planned sometime later today, but also talking about future plans for the channel, so I hope you guys check that out as well. Also, I want to once again ask, if at any point you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you could drop a like, as that would really help out the channel. Thank you. Now this video was requested by MekiXS11, who has a YouTube channel of his own where he does a lot of live streams. So after you watch this video, check out his channel. Link will be in the description down below. As some of you guys probably remember, Bill Rosemann, the creative and vice president of Marvel Games, once said in a Marvel podcast that if Marvel Spider-Man was our Star Wars A New Hope, then Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be our Empire Strikes Back. Now I know I'm a bit late on this, but I really wanted to give my thoughts and talk about what it could mean, especially when he kind of compared the tone of the game to Empire Strikes Back, which is not only considered one of, if not the best Star Wars film of all time, but also one of the darker films in the franchise. By the way, I'm going to be talking about a film that's over 40 years old, so if you haven't seen it, there's going to be spoilers. Now let's talk about what it could mean. As most of you know in the story, Empire Strikes Back is basically where the heroes were the most vulnerable. Han and Leia were captured, Han specifically was frozen in carbonite and was sent to Jabba the Hutt. Luke was kind of being tempted by the dark side, faces Darth Vader, as not only does he lose badly in that fight, but also it's revealed that Vader is Luke's father. So in the film, the main character was pretty much destroyed inside and out. Now for Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think it's pretty obvious that they're not going to make the game rated M. Insomniac has done rated M games in the past, but they're definitely not going to do one for Spider-Man. And even though the first game wasn't entirely dark, it did have a lot of moments that were pretty grim, like Tombstone's introduction, the City Hall bombing and more. So it does have its moments where it goes into a direction that isn't entirely suitable for everyone. And obviously with the game including the Venom symbiote, I do think they would try and push the boundaries for the T rating and see what they can do to once again tell a mature story. I can see Marvel Spider-Man 2 diving deep into Peter's psyche, especially after Aunt May died, with Peter once again feeling responsible for what happened, as not only did he help create Otto's arms, who later unleashed Devil's Breath onto New York, eventually affecting Aunt May, but also literally letting her die because he had no choice and had to save the little cure to eventually make more so they can help save the city. And that definitely would affect Peter mentally, as Uncle Ben died because of Peter's lack of responsibility at the time, and now Aunt May died because he was doing something responsible. Something the Venom symbiote would be able to take advantage of, making Peter feel not only more powerful but also better in a very unhealthy way, which would make him more aggressive as Spider-Man and would line up with Bill Rosemann's Empire Strikes Back comparison, as Luke also had to overcome his darkness in that film and eventually in Return of the Jedi. I can also see it being a little bit more violent, obviously with Peter in the black suit, Kraven the Hunter being in the game, and also Venom. I don't think we're going to be seeing him eating people like he sometimes does in the comics and in the Venom film, but enough where he's an extremely scary version of that character, and I'm definitely expecting Venom to give both Miles and Peter one hell of a beating, worse than the ones that the Sinister Six gave him, Doc Ock and Rhino in Spider-Man Miles Morales, since Vader did beat the hell out of Luke in Empire, so much so that he chopped off his hand. Now I don't think Peter or Miles will lose a limb or anything like that, but both will definitely go through a lot, like losing someone important. If I'm being honest, I don't think a lot of people will die in Marvel Spider-Man 2, since not a lot of people died in Empire, other than a few Imperial officers by Vader, and of course a few rebels as well. But as of right now, I just think one character would die, and that's Harry, who I talked a lot about since I can't see him moving past the second game, but I could be wrong at the end of the day. But if he were to die, it would be enough of a gut punch for not only Peter, but also potentially the players, assuming he does get a lot of screen time, which I think is safe to say that he will. So Marvel Spider-Man 2 will obviously be much darker than the first game and Spider-Man Miles Morales, especially the vibe the reveal trailer gave us. We'll explore the characters and kind of breaking them down, kind of like Empire Strikes Back did to its characters. But it won't be rated M or anything like that, which to me sounds good and I expect nothing less. However, what about you guys? How dark do you think Marvel Spider-Man 2 would be? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please like, and one more subscribe. To begin, Protocol 36.